News Bulletin. Dangerous flood warning in the Caribbean, weather developments in Canada. Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to tonight's International Weather Report. At this time, the Caribbean region is facing one of the most dangerous situations of this year's storm season. A tropical low-pressure system is currently active, moving slowly, and has the potential to develop into Tropical Storm Melissa within the next 24 hours. The concern is that, although the system has not yet formed a well-defined storm, a massive convective cloud cluster has already brought prolonged heavy rainfall, increasing the risk of flash floods, landslides, and widespread flooding in several Caribbean countries to the highest level since the start of autumn. According to the latest satellite imagery, this low-pressure area originated in the eastern Atlantic, passing through the Leeward and Windward Islands before gradually moving toward Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Since this morning, weather stations have recorded continuous rainfall, with some areas exceeding 100 millimeters in just a few hours. Meteorologists note that the main concern right now is not wind strength but rather the system's extremely slow movement. A slow-moving storm can be the worst-case scenario, as prolonged moisture accumulation can cause several days of continuous heavy rainfall, leading to severe flooding. With its current trajectory, the low-pressure center is heading toward Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Weather models show that, although this area may not experience the storm's direct center, the eastern and southern rainbands of the system will cover all of Hispaniola, bringing rain that could last continuously for 3 to 5 days. Forecasts predict rainfall between 200 and 250 millimeters, equivalent to 8 to 10 inches, especially along the southern coast of Haiti, from Jacmel to the outskirts of Port-au-Prince, and the southern areas of the Dominican Republic around Santo Domingo. This level of rainfall can cause major damage to life and property, especially in communities near rivers, streams, or mountain slopes prone to landslides. In response, many humanitarian organizations and local authorities have activated emergency plans, switching to what they call action mode. The top priority is to protect lives and property while sharing accurate information to avoid panic or misinformation. Residents living near rivers or flood-prone areas are urged to evacuate early, rather than waiting until water levels rise dangerously. People are also advised not to attempt crossing streams or makeshift bridges, as fast-flowing water can sweep away vehicles instantly. If possible, stay with family members in safer areas, and prepare enough drinking water, food, flashlights, and basic medical supplies for at least 3 days. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, the situation is being closely monitored. Experts believe there is a strong possibility that the low-pressure system could approach or even pass near Jamaica within the next 48 hours. Although the island remains under monitor mode, the alert level may increase if the system continues shifting westward. The worst-case scenario would be if the storm center forms and stalls in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, moving very slowly and bringing 4 to 6 consecutive days of rain, something that has caused weather disasters in the region's past. One factor worrying meteorologists is that sea surface temperatures in the region are very high, around 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, exceeding the threshold needed to fuel rapid intensification. If upper-level winds remain favorable, the system could strengthen into a tropical storm by the weekend. When that happens, the name Melissa will officially be assigned to the 13th storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Regarding its path, several different scenarios exist. The European ECMWF model suggests the system could move near Jamaica, then stall for several days, bringing prolonged heavy rain to Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and eastern Cuba. The American GFS model leans northwestward, bringing the storm center into Hispaniola before sliding along southern Cuba's coast. Meanwhile, the Canadian model predicts the center could dip southwestward toward the Cayman Islands before approaching Central America. Regardless of the model, all agree on one thing: the system's slow movement means widespread, long-lasting rainfall. For Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, while they are not directly under the storm's core, Northern rain bands could still produce localized heavy rain and gusty winds up to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. Authorities there have advised residents to avoid mountain roads, especially in areas that have experienced landslides in past rainy seasons. For Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, and smaller islands nearby, meteorological agencies have also issued monitoring statements as the system develops in the coming days. Additionally, on the southern edge, the ABC Islands, Aruba, Curaçao, and Bonaire, are within the outer influence zone. Expected rainfall ranges from 80 to 100 millimeters, possibly higher depending on the system's evolution. Parts of the Venezuelan and Colombian coasts are also advised to stay alert, as heavy rain and thunderstorms may occur. Meteorologists emphasize that October is historically the most unpredictable month of the Atlantic hurricane season. This is due to cold air masses moving southward from North America, creating multiple atmospheric fronts that make storm paths unstable and difficult to forecast. A hurricane in October can shift direction within just a few hours, so residents across the region must follow official weather updates regularly. At present, experts are focusing on reducing flood-related damage rather than wind intensity. Even if the system does not reach hurricane strength, the prolonged rainfall alone could trigger humanitarian emergencies in several areas. The Caribbean Meteorological Organization has already notified international relief agencies, requesting early support with rescue equipment, basic supplies, and medical assistance, particularly for Haiti, where infrastructure remains vulnerable. We would also like to remind residents in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Cuba. This is a time for heightened awareness. Do not underestimate weather warnings. Stay alert to local advisories. Avoid gathering near rivers or landslide-prone zones, and have an evacuation plan ready in case conditions worsen. Sharing accurate information with friends and family is one of the most practical ways to help your community prepare. Now, turning to Canada, the country is also experiencing notable weather fluctuations. After an unusually warm and sunny weekend, cool autumn air has returned, covering most provinces, from Ontario and Quebec to the Northern Territories like Nunavut and the Northwest Territories. In Toronto, scattered showers were recorded this morning under cloudy skies, with temperatures around 12 degrees Celsius. Rain tapered off by afternoon, but another low-pressure system from the west is approaching, expected to bring the next round of rain tomorrow. Residents are advised to keep raincoats handy and dress warmly, especially during rush hours. In Kingston, Ottawa, and Cornwall, showers continue with gusty winds. Some areas may experience isolated thunderstorms, reducing visibility and dropping nighttime temperatures to 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, in Thunder Bay and Timmins, rain mixed with snow has begun, the first sign that winter is approaching. In Quebec, especially Montreal and Drummondville, temperatures hover around 19 to 20 degrees Celsius, but overcast skies and potential thunderstorms persist. Residents are advised to avoid long-distance travel during such unstable weather. Farther north, colder air from Hudson Bay is moving in, possibly bringing light early-season snow in the next few days. In the maritime provinces, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland, dense morning fog and drizzle were reported. Rain is expected to intensify tonight and continue through midweek. Experts say rainfall amounts will not be excessive but could help ease the drought conditions lingering since summer. For Newfoundland's Avalon Peninsula, if the approaching low moves slowly, localized heavy rain could occur later in the week, causing temporary flooding in low-lying areas. Farther north, Nunavut, and particularly its capital Iqaluit, are experiencing rather unusual weather. Instead of snow as usual, the region is seeing heavy rain and strong winds, due to the persistence of warm air. Environment Canada has issued a strong wind warning, with gusts possibly reaching 90 km per hour along the coast, accompanied by 24 hours of continuous rain. Residents are urged to limit travel, secure boats, and prepare backup power sources. In Labrador City, Temperatures have reached double digits, rare for October, while Yellowknife and Whitehorse may see wet snow, as cold air meets southern moisture. This mix of rain and snow in mid-autumn has become increasingly common in recent years, as climate change alters traditional weather patterns. Out west, Alberta and British Columbia are enjoying a brief spell of sunshine. However, meteorologists warn that a new Pacific storm system is forming offshore, expected to hit BC's southern coast tonight, bringing strong winds and heavy rain. Moreover, another storm could follow midweek, resulting in a full week of wet weather across Vancouver, Victoria, and surrounding islands. In summary, both the Caribbean and Canada are witnessing nature's force this autumn: rain, wind, and climate instability unfolding on a broad scale. In the Caribbean, the priority remains flood preparedness and life protection, while in Canada, residents should brace for cold and damp conditions returning once again. Before we conclude, let us emphasize once more: the low-pressure system in the Caribbean has a high chance of developing into Tropical Storm Melissa, and even if it does not, prolonged rainfall remains the most serious threat this week. The countries directly affected include Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and eastern Cuba, with special warnings for southern Hispaniola's coast. Residents should stay tuned to official updates, prepare safety plans, and support one another during this challenging time. In Canada, this week's weather will fluctuate sharply between rain, wind, and snow, depending on the region. While no extreme events are forecast, rapid temperature changes may impact health and travel, especially in northern mountain areas. If you live in any of the mentioned regions, please stay vigilant, calm, and prepared. Don't forget to share this report so that friends and family can stay informed. All the latest updates on the storm and weather conditions will be continuously provided in our upcoming reports. Thank you for watching. We wish you a peaceful evening, stay safe and take care of yourself and your loved ones as we face nature's unpredictable changes. Goodbye, and see you again in our next International Weather Bulletin.